Aloha kākou, it's DJ Kano, and we're back in Division 2. We're just here to address something really quickly about the last build post that I had put up, the Healer DPS. Somebody had commented and pointed out a really good fact that at least it wasn't working the way that I had said it was supposed to be working, which is, let's take a look at the build. Okay. What I had mentioned for this build is if you're using in sync, that using your restore hive and your reinforcer hive is not actually going to be proccing the second part of the skill here. So hitting an enemy grants skill damage. So with your gun, that's been showing up fine. Using a non-shield skill is what I was talking about to set up the 30% weapon damage. You're supposed to get double, right? Double buffs if you have both working. But the part that I guess I had overlooked was not that it doesn't work the way it is that I was kind of claiming that while you have the Restore Hive active, right? So while it's just sitting on the ground healing you or your buddies, you're going to get the in-sync talent. So that's true, but not completely, not the way I described it. So you will get the buff. A non-shield skill is still, as I had mentioned, that's correct. The part that I had overlooked that I didn't pay close enough attention to um, is damage for 5 seconds. So it's only 5 seconds at a time. So it's not going to just give you damage consistently while your skill is sitting on the ground. So what you have to do is drop your skill for the next 5 seconds, shoot. Then you're going to get double buffs. Then you're going to get 30% damage. You're going to see the HUD, the icons on your HUD will pop up, and you'll see three in sync gear icons indicating that you are getting double buffs for those 5 seconds. Once it disappears, then you just have to reactivate the skill again, meaning pick up the hive, drop the hive, and you get it reactivating again. So it's kind of like the hardwired build, the drone killer build that people use for the dark hours raid, not dark horse, dark hours raid, or you have to basically use your pulse, kill all the drones, and then to get that cooldown back, you just drop your hive, right? Pick it back up, it refreshes your cooldown, use the pulse again before the next wave. So kind of a similar gameplay style where pick up, shoot. This and in this case, so you can also use your reinforcer. So you can drop a reinforcer splash on top of yourself to heal, or you and your buddy shoot your buddy, and then you can go ahead and shoot with your weapon. So it's just a matter of every time you use the skill, you have 5 seconds to get that double buff. Okay, so the build still stands. It still stands as I had mentioned. Just wanted to point out that it wasn't showing up on screen. The HUD on screen for the last video was only showing one indicator. It wasn't showing all three. So it was very clear I was not getting that 30% weapon damage. However, it is important to know that I was still doing pretty good damage with six skill tiers. So that was actually pretty nice considering. So that means you could actually run this build with other guns that give you damage in other ways, right? You can get crits from this while still having your 6 pieces look like this. Maybe just the Restorer Hive, and maybe you could do a different skill here, right? So you could still do something else here. So there's options and opportunities for customization where you can still get decent damage. The whole point of this build was to be able to heal but not shoot marshmallows, because the person who commented had also recommended, oh, you have the capacitor, you have the killer talent and measured, there's other ways that you can run it. And I agree, there definitely are other ways you can run it. However, what my intention was, again, is to be able to heal at 6 skill tiers, be able to use BTSU gloves, and to restore reviver hives when they're down for your team, and be able to shoot your guns and not shoot marshmallows. So using the capacitor, let me double check what it does. I might have forgotten. Shooting enemies builds stacks. Each stack grants skill damage. So you get weapon damage out of this, right? 7.5 weapon damage for each skill tier, which is not nothing. 7 times 6 is 42. That's 45. So you get 45. I hope my math is correct. If not, I'm sure I'll get called on it. 45% weapon damage just off the bat, right? Which is nice. If you're a capacitor user, that might actually be a good option here instead of worried about in sync, because you don't have to do anything. You just get it because you have 6 skill tiers. Shooting an enemy builds stacks for your skill damage, so you could run maybe one healing skill and one damage skill. It's up to you. So there's options here. The problem with that is I never liked this gun. I don't like shooting the capacitor. It is not a good gun. It is basically the test subject, if you didn't already know that. And I forgot what the non-named or exotic version, I think the PDR, PD something. And I just don't like any version of this gun. So that's the only problem, right? So the capacitor, yeah, if you already use it for other builds, go for it. I use it for some other builds too, but I'm not a fan of the capacitor. So in sync is what I'm using, and the killer, those are crit base measured. I don't remember what measured does, but um, they don't. It's not going to give you 30%. Not a lot of things will give you 30% weapon damage in the game so easily, and I never used in sync when it first came out, but this is my opportunity to do so. So anyway, um, this build gives you variations. I'm running it within sync. I like to use these guns, something with range, the Carbine 7 and the SASG 12 the shotgun. So roll this on whatever guns you want. Use the capacitor. Use I think it's the Harmony. I don't remember what the in sync named gun was. Perfect in sync. I think you get 40% instead of 30. But yeah, use variations. But the point is, needed to make some corrections to not the build per se, but the gameplay. Right. So how do you play with this build? So let's go and run outside really quickly somewhere. Maybe we'll go and can I get to that there earlier? Can I get to something? I guess. Yeah, I guess so. It's close enough. Okay, so let's just take a look at the HUD and look at the weapon damage that comes out of it when I'm using it. So changing the gameplay style than what I had described in the last video. Is it that way? Okay. Yeah, keep in mind, I'm so behind. Like I stopped playing for a couple years, as you know. So Krampus left. Ooh, this might be a good test. Where are they? Where are they? So since I've been gone, don't mind my non-proficient expertise build. I'm hoping to figure that out soon. Okay, so they're fighting. Okay, I'm gonna drop this. Watch the HUD right below the 51. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm still wearing glass cannon. I still have to be somewhat careful here. So drop the skill. I'm gonna drop a skill again. So you see the HUD? I have 3 gears, and it just went away. Oh, I gotta move. And I'm gonna get killed here. Yep. I did not expect Krampus love, to be honest. Let's redo that again, shall we? I pushed too far. That was my bad. Yeah, I'm wearing glass cannon, so that is still a thing. If you are a non-glass cannon player and you prefer obliterate, I recommend you do that. Hey, what's the point of that? Okay, you see the HUD pick up. Watch the HUD again. I got 30% coming out of this. Where's he going? I'm shooting at him and he's ignoring me. I feel neglected. Oh, okay, you want to shoot at me. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'll drop that. Okay, we'll push back because I got glass cannon. Pushing back. All right, so Hive is not going to help me, but I still get watch my HUD. Okay, not bad damage for one mag. Okay, so right now it's not active. I'm only getting 15. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. I'm not getting any because I'm not doing damage with the skill. That is actually skill damage, which I'm not using. Okay, so now I'm gonna get 30 for 5 seconds. For 5 seconds. I hate this guy so much. So 1 mag on a named on heroic. That's not bad, right? That was 2 mags with a 6 skill tier. That's not nothing. That is not nothing. Okay, let's pick this up and go get Big Chunga Boy. Oh, am I full up? No, okay, I got it. Okay, so I'm more careful this time. I got too excited last time. Thank you for bearing with me on dying there. Oh, that's why you're going over there. Okay. Okay, shotgun. Splash. Okay, within sync. 5 seconds. Splash. And then, okay, I just needed 1 shot. That was for nothing. Okay. It said they evaded even though I did finish it, but I guess I died the first time. Okay, so I hope that shows you how the build works. Glass cannon is risky. I know a lot of people don't like glass cannon, but I used to run glass cannon in raids. And I did not down all the time. You know, once in a while I get caught off guard if I get uppity, if I get too excited about my build or whatever, or running around. And like that, you know. So I should be shooting with more, you know, out of cover more with glass cannon, but sometimes I just get carried away and I want to shoot, even though I need to play in more cover if I'm gonna wear glass cannon. You know, it is what it is. Okay, so definitely not marshmallows on heroic. Okay, with that, we will call it the video here. Until next time, shoots.